Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing? Heading into the office this morning, so I figured I'd do a little quick viewer request. Had a good buddy of mine, Eric, who was also a former Marine and Cobra pilot, and he had mentioned that it'd be a good idea to talk about something that is actually very similar between me and him, and it's the and a lot of other people, not just military guys, but was basically my transition from the military, but essentially a W-2. So my transition from the working world, the corporate world, into being self-employed, and what that was like. So I'm not going to talk about, how I got to the point where I could become self-employed, or why I did that, and why I had to become self-employed, or why I made a decision to become self-employed due to the circumstances surrounding my job. I have a video, and I'll link that in here, but I have a video that talks about how I went from $3 in my bank account to well over $3 million in assets, and that was due to kind of something that happened with my W-2 job. So anyway, that won't be for this, but what I'm going to talk about is just kind of my transition and how it's gone so far. So I am about 2 months into being fully self-employed. What was it like doing the transition? And then what has it been like since then? So I'll cover kind of the last couple months in the Marine Corps, or my W-2, and what was going on, and what was going through my head, and what was going on in my business. So the last couple months, fortunately, I had a bunch of leave saved up from the Marine Corps. So I took leave, which is just like vacation time for us, but we get to roll it over year over year over year. So I had done that. And then we get some time off for transitioning out that's extra on top of that. So I was very fortunate. During that time, I bought four rentals for my own portfolio, and then my partners and I essentially bought about 200 or so units between mobile home parks, storage facility, and an apartment complex, as well as our office. So we were really busy, and that was helpful. Now, any of you who have ever started a business or bought real estate, which is essentially a business in and of itself, know that the best way to make money is just find something that's underperforming and then fix it up. So yeah, we bought a lot of units, but they were all in pretty bad shape, bad condition, both physically and or operationally. So those more or less haven't really done much yet, right? Because we're still fixing them up. Now, they're bringing in cash flow, they're making our investors money. Our office, the one great thing about that is that one has been fully leased up, and we're in the process of getting a refi. But anyway, those last couple months were super busy because I had to do all my VA stuff. I had to transition out, do a lot of paperwork, getting my separation ID, and getting the medical and dental. That was the big thing, I think, that shocked, or has been a little bit of a unknown. Really hasn't even shocked me, because we still are trying to figure it out. But the medical dental side of stuff, because in the military you don't have to really worry about that. You just go in, there's processes for, like, hey, if I need a referral and what I have to do and stuff like that, but you don't pay for it. I mean, you pay your monthly amount, which is a couple $100 for insurance, but other than that, it's pretty cheap and pretty easy. So when you get out, I'm coming in the world of, hey, we got to get health insurance, figure out dental coverage, and what we do for me and my family of 6. So, but anyway, beside the medical dental puzzle that we're still trying to figure out, everything was relatively smooth getting out. It was a little surreal. I did my last flight, in the helicopter, and having flown for 14 years and about 4,000 hours, or about 4,200 hours worth of of helicopter time. That was a little surreal, and you know, a little sad. You know, it's a big part of my life for the last big chunk of time, more or less my entire working career. So that was a little weird. And you know, something I've said to everybody is that it's not personal, but once you leave the military, you're gone. You're essentially written off. You don't exist anymore. It doesn't mean that friendships you've had and relationships you've built don't continue, but they're different, because if guys that are still in the military are doing their thing, got to move on, and that's the way it goes. I had that knowledge in my head, and I had that expectation, so it wasn't a surprise for me, and it wasn't all that life altering like it can be for some people, but it was still surprising, even though I knew it was coming. And that was kind of what was a little weird. I was surprised how surprised I was, you know, if that makes sense. Anyway, so as I transitioned out, it was a pretty smooth transition. And then we went in and we bought a couple more rentals for ourselves in our own portfolio. And we've been putting in offers on some smaller multifamilies, 8 to 12 unit type stuff, as well as continuing to finish up projects that we had as we were transitioning out. And you know, on the single family and small multi, as well as our mobile home parks and our apartment complexes and our bigger, you know, commercial deals. As far as the family goes, it's actually been pretty cool. You know, with real estate and doing it full time now, I've had the ability to really work when I want. Now, we're still working really hard, so it's not like I just go to the beach and hang out all day and sip Mai Tais. Maybe I'll get to that point at some point in my career, but I don't think I'll ever slow down completely. I'll just do something else at, you know, at an extreme level, which is just kind of my mantra, the way I do my life. It's nice with the family. The kids are homeschooled, so they're at home during the day with Katie, and they're doing stuff. And even over the summer, we do summer school, I should say. Katie does summer school. So the kids were busy. And then we had a couple houses we were flipping. We had some family in town. We actually got family coming in again tomorrow. Anyway, with the kids being around the house all the time, and Katie doing homeschooling and keeping the house clean and doing other things that she does, as well as what the kids do, you know, we had to figure out a way to kind of allow me to still work and stay busy, but not be really, you know, super distracted or anything like that. So I kind of restructured my office. One of the things I'm going to be doing is redoing my office. We have a pole barn outside, which is pretty cool. It was built by the guy that we bought the house from, and it's built like a house, all framed out, wood, shingled roof, you know, truss roof and all that. But anyway, it just needs to be finished off. So, you know, we'll get it roughed out for plumbing and electric and stuff like that, and then we'll actually make it into office. So that'll be a really cool video. I got some really cool design ideas, and it's going to be definitely like a study style, you know, really, really classy and really, you know, rich and luxurious leather, and, you know, kind of the mahogany notes and stuff like that. So I think that'll be pretty cool. That'll be a fun project to do. But so that's in the works, and that's one thing that I've learned is the work-life balance between working and having life going on at the same time. You got to be able to get away and focus, because that inability to focus really can kind of be a detriment to your business. So what I think the biggest thing that I've struggled with, honestly, after leaving, is now, since I don't have a full-time job, has been finding ways to busy myself throughout the day. Because I was used to working, you know, 70 to 80 hours a week, and, you know, now I'm maybe working 50, 60, but that's a lot of extra time, right? And it's all kind of on my own schedule, right? So scheduling is huge. I think that was one of the big things I'm learning, and I'm being much better about scheduling myself, because if I just get up and then go start working on just whatever, I find that I don't get the most important things done, and that's kind of a big problem. So the biggest thing is figure out, you know, the book, I can't remember who wrote it, but he talks about eat that frog, right? Eating the frog means doing the worst thing first, doing your biggest, most dreaded project first, and then the rest of the day is all downhill. Another thing I've learned since I've been out is that it's a lot easier to get stuff done in the middle of the day now. Because before I was flying, and most of the day during working hours when, you know, attorneys' offices or title companies or, you know, whatever was open, I was at work. So I lost a lot of ability to get stuff done. That's kind of a pain. So now I've been able to get things done, and actually my efficiency has gone way up, because I'm now no longer waiting 24 plus hours when I get home at the end of the day, send an email or make a call or a text, and then I don't hear back until later the next day, which I'm also working, and then I've got to wait until the end of the day to respond, and then we're always 24 plus hours delayed, which is really annoying. So that's actually helped a lot. I've had the ability to make a lot more calls, and to investors, to bankers, and to, you know, attorneys and things like that. So I've had more ability to grow and expand the network. Well, you know, I'm fortunate in that I was able to replace my income from the military with real estate prior to getting out, but just prior. I wasn't sure if I was gonna have to get another job a couple months before I got out, but then things started going well. Just the weight, the burden off my shoulders has been pretty awesome. Losing essentially my job. You know, people ask me how I was doing, you know, as I was approaching getting out, especially a lot of my military friends are asking how I felt about leaving and everything. I said, well, you know, I'm gonna miss you guys, but honestly, I really need to lose a job right now. And it's not that I don't like the Marine Corps, but it's distracting me from growing as a business owner, and I'm ready to move on. And that was pretty big. So the weight of having to do another completely different job in addition to growing multiple businesses is huge. I sleep better. I feel better. Granted, I'm not working out or eating very well, so I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot there, but I wasn't really doing that at the end of my military career either. So that's just something I need to work on. But I'm sleeping way better, I'm feeling better. My back, my hips, my neck, things that were just, you know, hurting from being a helicopter pilot, but also the additional stress and not sleeping well and being able to recover and things like that, just from kind of burning the candle at both ends. You can only do that for so long before your body starts just breaking down. And I think mine was hitting its tapping out point. So me leaving was a good thing. That's been the big things for me is been, you know, with transitioning out. Got a lot of big goals and big dreams and desires and plans for the future. So we're not done yet, not out of the woods. We're gonna keep growing. You know, the goal when I got out of the Marine Corps was to replace my military income. And I was able to do that before I got out. So mission accomplished, right? We did that with about 5 months to spare, which was good. Next goal is to hit that $85,000 a month mark, which is a pretty lofty goal, and we're not anywhere near it yet. But is to hit that goal, and that, if you don't know, that equates to a shade over it, and it's basically $1 million, like 83.3. But the goal is to hit, you know, $1 million a year in revenue, in income. Revenue, we're obviously, it's very easy to hit $1 million in revenue, but you just have a lot of expenses, right? So it's not like you have to put that in your pocket. Anyway, that's the goal. I'm gonna probably, at the behest of my buddy, kind of do updates maybe we'll do one of these next year, kind of see where I'm at, see what's changed, both good, bad, and indifferent, and just kind of compare and contrast. I think, I think it's going to be good. Who knows what the market's going to do in the next year or so, right? I mean, you never can really, you can't change that, right? You can't really control what happens there. But what you can control is how you react to those market changes, both economic, political, all that stuff. So we'll see how it goes. It's time is now August 2021. We'll see what August 2022 looks like. And I got a lot more videos I'm going to be dropping. Dropped one the other day on whether you actually own your house or not. And if you ask me, I don't think you ever own it. So check that one out. I'll drop the link in the description of this video. Appreciate having you guys here, and I look forward to talking to you guys and learning with you guys and growing with you guys over the years. So go ahead and subscribe if you're interested in seeing more of this. Tell everybody about it. I want to see more people involved. I want you guys active. Comment. Tell me what you think, what you like, what you don't like, and ways that I can improve and make this a better product for you guys. All right. We'll catch you later. Here's to your wealth.